It is 2 a.m. The world is asleep, but you are wide awake. The only thing illuminating your face is the cold, blue light of a smartphone screen. You're looking at a chat window, active 15 minutes ago. Your last message sits there, lonely, with 2 gray check marks, or worse, a read receipt that feels like a tombstone. You start the ritual. You scroll up. You read your own words again. You analyze the tone. Was it the joke? Was it the fact that you replied too fast? You're dissecting a 3-line text like it's a crime scene, looking for the exact moment you lost. You begin to question your grammar, your timing, your very essence. If this is you, you're an overthinker. And right now, you aren't just waiting for a text. You are waiting for permission to feel okay again. You've handed the keys to your self-worth to someone who isn't even holding the door open for you. Today, we're going to talk about the dark, addictive chemistry of silence. I'm going to show you why your brain is obsessed with the person who treats you like an option, and how to finally take back your power. Let's be honest. If a stranger ignored you, you'd be annoyed for 5 minutes and move on. But with this person, the silence is deafening. It's heavy. It's a physical weight on your chest that makes every breath feel like a chore. You find yourself making excuses for them. They're stressed at work. They've had a hard childhood. They're just going through a phase. They just aren't phone people. You become a world-class defense attorney for someone who hasn't even asked for a lawyer. Why? Because you are trapped in the breadcrumb loop. Think about the last time they actually did reply after 3 days of silence. Remember that rush? That physical jolt in your chest? For 5 minutes, you were on top of the world. The sun felt brighter, your coffee tasted better, and you felt chosen again. But here is the bitter truth. You aren't in love with them. You are addicted to the relief of their return. When someone ignores you, your brain enters a state of attachment cry. It's a primal panic that dates back to when we were infants, crying for a mother who didn't come. When they finally text back, the brain floods itself with dopamine to stop the pain. You've mistaken the absence of agony for the presence of love. But relief is not love. Relief is just the momentary pausing of a wound that they gave you in the first place. This cycle creates a psychological bond stronger than any healthy relationship. It's the same mechanism that keeps people at a slot machine. The uncertainty is the hook. If they replied every time, you'd get bored. But because they might not, your brain stays in a state of high-alert obsession. Now let's go deeper. Why is your brain so susceptible to this? Why don't you just leave? For many overthinkers, the answer lies in a dusty room in your childhood memory. Most of us didn't learn that love is a free gift. We learned that love is a trophy. Maybe you had a parent who was physically there, but emotionally gone. Maybe you only got a hug when you brought home an A on your report card. Maybe you had to be the quiet one or the helper just to be noticed. As a child, you learned a dangerous lesson. If I am perfect enough, quiet enough, or persistent enough, I can win their attention. You learned that love is a puzzle to be solved. Fast forward to today. When someone ignores you, it triggers that ancient abandonment wound. Your subconscious mind thinks, aha, I know this feeling. This is the familiar struggle. If I can make this person love me, this person who is cold and distant just like my past, then I will finally prove that I am worthy. You aren't chasing a person. You are chasing a redo of your childhood. You're trying to force a different ending to an old story. You think that if you can win this battle, all the times you weren't chosen in the past will finally be erased. But you can't heal an old wound by cutting yourself on the same glass. The person you are chasing is just a placeholder for a ghost from your history. Here is the part that's hard to hear. The person ignoring you isn't actually that special. If you look at them objectively, without the lens of your own hunger, they might be inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, or simply not that interested. They might have a boring personality or mediocre dreams, but you don't see them. You see a projection. You've taken all your hopes, all your needs for validation, and you've pinned them onto this person like a coat on a hook. You've turned a human being into a god. When they ignore you, you don't think, "This person has poor communication skills." You think, "I am not enough to make them stay." You've made them the judge, the jury, and the executioner of your soul. But who gave them that power? You did. You handed them the gavel because you were too afraid to judge yourself as worthy without outside evidence. Imagine you are holding a masterpiece painting, a work of art worth millions. You show it to someone who is colorblind, and they tell you it's just a gray square. Do you throw the painting in the trash? No. You realize they literally lack the equipment to see the colors. The person ignoring you is colorblind to your value. Their silence isn't a reflection of your lack. It's a reflection of their limitation. They cannot give you what they do not have. You are asking for fire from someone who is frozen. You are asking for a map from someone who is lost. Stop expecting a house to be built on a foundation of sand. So, how do we break the loop? It starts with the hardest realization of all. The text isn't coming. Or if it is, it won't be enough. No hey or sorry can ever fill the hole that their silence created. Even if they whispered every word you ever wanted to hear, the foundation of trust is already cracked. The next time you feel that urge to check your phone, I want you to do something radical. Put the phone in another room. Sit down. Close your eyes. Feel the physical ache in your chest, the attachment cry. It might feel like a cold void or a sharp needle. Don't run from it. Don't scroll through social media to numb it. Don't call a friend to vent. Just sit with it. Say to yourself, "I am safe. I am here. I am the one who stays. I don't need a notification to exist." You are a creator, an overthinker, a human being with a universe inside you. You have survived every single bad day you've ever had. You were a complete person before you met them, and you will be a complete person long after they are a fading memory in a sea of other memories. The most important relationship you will ever have isn't with the person who is currently ignoring you. It's with the person who is currently breathing right now in your skin. Stop being a ghost in someone else's life and start being the main character in your own. Turn off the screen. Breathe. You are finally home. The silence isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Stop looking for a way through it and start looking at what it's showing you. It's showing you your own capacity to love, even when it's not returned. It's showing you your own resilience. It's showing you that you are capable of deep, intense devotion. Now you just need to point that devotion toward yourself. You are already whole. You were always enough. Now, put the phone down. The masterpiece of your life is waiting for you to pick up the brush. Every hour you spend waiting for a text is an hour you aren't living your life. You are in a waiting room of your own design. You've put your hobbies on hold. You've stopped seeing your friends. You've stopped dreaming about your own future because you're too busy dreaming about a future with someone who isn't even present in the now. You are paying for their attention with the currency of your soul, and the exchange rate is terrible. You are giving up your peace for their crumbs. You have been looking for someone to adopt you so you don't have to take care of yourself. You've been looking for a savior so you don't have to be your own hero. The person you have been searching for, the one who can finally tell you that you are worthy, that you are beautiful, that you are enough, is not the one holding the phone on the other side of the city. It's the one holding the phone right here. Delete the thread. Block the number if you have to. Not out of anger, but out of self-preservation. It's not ghosting to walk away from someone who isn't there anyway. You are just catching up to the reality they already created. You are aligning your actions with the truth of the situation. Imagine the day after you finally stop caring. You wake up. You don't check your phone. You don't feel that immediate spike of cortisol. You make coffee. You listen to the birds. You notice the way the light hits the floor. You realize that the world didn't end because one person didn't like you. In fact, the world just began. You have so much mental space now. Use your powerful, complex mind to build a world that is so beautiful you don't need a text message to justify your existence in it. This is your life, and it is happening now, regardless of who is or isn't in your inbox. You are no longer waiting. You are living. And that is the greatest revenge and the greatest healing you will ever find.